What's going on, guys? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD. I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on my stars of the week for the first week of the playoff, which is week 15. So make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So, guys, this is how I've been communicating for the last 6 days off my Apple Watch. My phone went haywire. No sound could be heard on it streaming. I couldn't even do videos and be able to record videos for you. So I paid extra for a phone to come here on a hurry up mode. So hopefully this phone works. Only thing I could upload to it was my YouTube. I don't have my contacts or anything, but this is important. So I had to fight for y'all to make sure that I could give y'all some content for this week. So guys, I apologize, but that's what happens when you go live from a phone all the time. But I appreciate everybody being here. What's up? What's up, J Label? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But I'm here today, and I know a lot of you made the right stars and sits for yesterday. And you picked up the right waivers. I apologize, guys. Like I said, the only thing I've had is my Apple Watch. So that's what Apple Watches are important. If something happened to your phone, at least you got your Apple Watch. So that's the only thing I've been able to communicate. But we here now. Whatever questions you may have today, I'm here for you. I'm gonna give you my stars of the week, and we're gonna keep it moving. Again, I apologize. Good job. I see you, Ed Tay. I see you, Rashid. Fanny came through. Yes, he did, Rashid. I told you. So, guys, like I said, put whatever questions you want to put in the comments section. I'm going to get to everybody's question. But let's go through some of these stars and sits. So for my stars of the week, guys. Now, my boom of the week, I will be doing the boom of the week tomorrow. But my stars of the week, guys, it's going to be at the quarterback position. It's going to be Lamar Jackson. He said Bangladesh analyst. Thinking, hey, I'll take it, man. Whatever Bangladesh mean, I'm not offended. I'll take it, bro. It's going to be Lamar Jackson. Main thing, I could have named this video, Dance with the Girl That You Came to the Party With. A lot of us want to go to the waiver wire and get a guy like Marcus Mariota, who has a great matchup. Maybe you can get to even better players. But you got to understand what Lamar Jackson is with this matchup. I will not lose with having Lamar Jackson on my team and putting him on my bench against the Cincinnati Bengals. I'm not going to go out that way. I ain't going out that way. So I believe you have to start Lamar because of his upside, guys. His ceiling is through the roof. I actually think he's going to have a good game this week. Now, I've been telling y'all almost every week to play Lamar Jackson. And yes, he's had some bad weeks earlier before the playoffs, but last week he had a good week. It was a solid week. It wasn't a letdown. Let's hope that he can build something off of that. So I don't want you to go and stream a quarterback and Lamar goes off on your bench. That's terrible, guys. But listen, if Lamar doesn't give you the points and you play your best quarterback that you had on your team, you can still win. And also you'll be able to calibrate like, okay, this is what I went wrong. I'm not drafting Lamar next year. But if you start doing this roller coaster, you ain't gonna know what to do and what to take into next year. So right now, play Lamar Jackson. Let's move on to my running back starter of the week. It's gonna be RJ Harvey. It's gonna be RJ Harvey. And the reason why I like RJ Harvey, guys, he's getting the goal line touches. He's getting the honey touches. That's the most important touches. Catches in a full PPR league is good. Like, if he's getting 5 or 6 catches, that's 5 or 6 points. I like the guys getting the touchdowns. Ever since James Conner had 700-800 yards rushing, but he had like 16, 17 rushing touchdowns, I knew that you could have a fantasy startable running back as long as he was getting the goal line touches because he could get the touchdowns, which is going to increase his point value every week. And that's why I like RJ Harvey. Even though he got a tough matchup against the Green Bay Packers, they not top-level. They are a good defensive team. But RJ Harvey's getting the goal line touches. They not looking back. Nobody else. McLaughlin, Bidet is not coming in taking no goal line touches from RJ Harvey. And RJ Harvey's catching passes too. All right, let's move on to my wide receiver start of the week. It's going to be Christian Watson. What's going on, Senor Roja? It's going to be Christian Watson. And guys, the reason why I like Christian Watson going against the top corner if he's going to be on him, because that type of athletic ability can beat a top corner. Let me tell you something. Pat Surtain right now is shaking in his boots. He don't want to play a guy like Christian Watson, who's the fastest guy probably in the league, 6'4", 230 pounds. He'd rather play Garrett Wilson, who's a route running technician. Wow, you can put your hands on Garrett Wilson and you can drive him where you want him to go. Pause. But Christian Watson is too big. You bump him, he gonna get off of you, he gonna fight with you, and then he can outrun Pat Surtain. He's faster than Pat Surtain. So this is why I've always liked guys like Christian Watson, who's athletic, free, and got ability to catch the passes. Like, he's not a great pass catcher, but he's good enough. So I'm not telling you to start Christian Watson over Jamar Chase. I'm telling you to start Christian Watson because that matchup ain't bad, even though the experts think the matchup is bad. I said what I said. The matchup is actually a good matchup for Christian Watson. This is the type of game that Christian Watson can do really good in. Now, listen, if you already got a great team with great wide receivers, you don't have to play Christian Watson. Go ahead and play the guy that's been, that's been doing good for you. Dance with the girl that you came to the party with. But if you are in a decision and you got these wide receivers are kind of low tier, you got Cortland Sutton, Travis, Franklin, Romeo Doubs, go ahead and play Christian Watson. Go down with that shit. I'm not saying he's going to go and boom and have 15, 20 points, but I feel okay playing him against a Surtain who can't lock him down because of the speed. Put him on one-on-one if you want to. I guarantee you're going to see a safety over the top eventually because he's going to outrun Patrick Surtain, and Jordan Love got a good arm. So let's move on to my tight end play of the week, and it's going to be Isaiah Likely. They took a touchdown for him. Guys, whoever played Isaiah Likely last week, you should have had 2 touchdowns. I lost a couple $100 on it because I had him. I betted that he would score 2 touchdowns. This is the fourth quadrant that I kept talking about. And this is the reason why a lot of you, when I say Isaiah Likely is good, you will Marcus and this, and this, and this. And every time the clutch time come and they got to win, who they giving the ball to? Isaiah Likely. Because I know what I'm seeing. But when they don't got to win the game, they just want to get cute and run around and throw it to people. Yeah, they're going to throw it to Charlie Kolar, Rashad Bateman, but then they got to win to get in. They're going to Isaiah Likely because he is the best. I don't want to disrespect Zay Flowers. Zay Flowers is an upper echelon player, but Isaiah Likely is a top of the line tight end, ready to break out. He just got hurt this year, and Lamar Jackson just is not just going to hyper target him like that for whatever reason. I'm okay with that. I still love Isaiah Likely, so start him this week. Put him in the flex play if you don't got better flex plays. You got to get cutting-edge content this week. You got to put the best players out there on the field. Don't play no damn Tyler Lockett in the flex and you can go pick up Isaiah Likely. DK, who started DK? My guy started DK. Rashid. My guys, because DK is a good player. That's the type of player that I tell y'all, if you got that player, you got to play him or you got to bench him. If you sitting around waiting for a matchup, you're never going to hit on a guy like a DK or a JMO or a Christian Watson. You just have to put those guys in your lineup. I'm not telling you to put them in over Jamar Chase's, but put them in over those guys in their tier. Okay, let's get to the flex play of the week. The flex play of the week is going to be Terry McLaurin. It's going to be Terry McLaurin. And the reason why I like Terry McLaurin, he's going against the Giants. The Giants is giving up behind the dumpster. So I think that Terry McLaurin and Marcus Mariota are going to have great chemistry. I know early a couple of weeks ago, I believe, that I said Mariota's going to have a good week, and then they end up starting Jaden Daniels, and he played bad because of his injury. He still ain't 100%. If they'd hit Marcus Mariota, they could have won that game. So I like Marcus Mariota to hyper-target Terry McLaurin. New York Giants is not stopping nobody. So play Terry McLaurin this week, and I think he's a top 24 wide receiver. Okay, guys, moving on to my DST play of the week is going to be the Cowboys going against the Vikings. I'm not high on no J.J. McCarthy. I'm not high on no J. That's all it is. Listen, this is a good team. Even though they got some older backs, Aaron Jones is getting over the hill. Justin Jefferson is him. Jordan Addison is a good wide receiver too. T.J. Hockenson is a good solid tight end. J.J. ain't had I think he could be good in the future. He just ain't had enough reps. So I'm not banking on him in my clutch time. So guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to play that DST with him out with all those turnovers. Shit, and the Cowboys got a pass rush now that's decent. It ain't elite, but it's decent. They can stop. Their defense has been like, what, 12 points better than what they was before they made all those trades. I'm playing the Cowboys if I need to find a defense that's off the waivers. Now, if I already got my Houstons and my Kansas Cities, I'm playing them. I'm not going to pick up the Cowboys when I already got top 5 defenses. So make sure you look at the rankings of your defense and play the top 5. Matchups don't really matter at this point in time. If you got Houston defense, you have to play them. You don't want to go extreme at Carolina Panthers just to try to get a great matchup. Now, Tennessee, that's a little bit different. They are behind the dumpster. They're giving it up behind the dumpster. Okay. All right, let's get to some of these questions, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. Senor Rohar says, what's up, TD? Need 1 tight end and 3 flex. Tyler Warren, likely. Fannin, Chuba Hubbard, Burton, Bam, Jacory Karski, Mary. Okay, so you need 1 tight end. I'm going to go with Warren over likely. Let me tell you why. Phillip Rivers, if he's starting, he's going to throw it to the tight end. Why? The tight end is a quarterback's best friend. That's the closest guy that a quarterback can get the ball out for the quickest. So Phillip Rivers is not mobile. He's 40-some years old. So they're going to make sure Tyler Warren be somewhere where if somebody blitzes, he can get it out to him and let Tyler Warren run it. So the guys that I like this week for the Indianapolis Colts is going to be Jonathan Taylor and Tyler Warren. All right, then you say I need 1 tight end and 3 flexes. 1 flex is going to be Fannin. The second flex is going to be likely. And the third flex, I'm going to say Chuba Hubbard, but you can go with Burton over Chuba Hubbard. But I like Chuba Hubbard. So it's going to be between Burton and Chuba Hubbard. I'm going with Chuba Hubbard. Appreciate you, Senor Rohar. I see you, Stacy. Ed Tate says, what's going on, TD? What's going on, bro? He says, I picked up Mike Evans last week. Great job. I would tell y'all about stash. Don't turn nothing down but your collar, because you never know what's going to come back around. I always stash players if they was a number 1 or a number 2, because you never know. Even if they get hurt and they're going to be out for 10 weeks, if somebody drop them, stash them. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. Frank Wright says, okay, no, he's, Rashid says Fanning came through. Yes, sir. Jade Label says Swift, Keenan Allen, or Kupp. We're going with Swift over Keenan Allen and Kupp. Marcus says, man, you my favorite Bangladesh English. And like I said, I'll be that. Appreciate that, bruh. Intelligente says that Miami backfield is confusing. Thoughts on Ollie? Thought Ollie was the guy. Ollie got hurt. And in football and professional football, listen, nobody's going to wait on nobody. If you are elite like a Tom Brady, CMC, they'll wait for you a little bit. Even, I don't care how great you is. Lawrence, Taylor, ain't nobody waiting on you. So he got passed. Jalen Wright came in, been working. Ollie had to sit out for 2 or 3 weeks. H-Chain been playing great. They moved on. Now, Ollie still is a great dynasty pickup. He's a great dynasty stash. But right now, it's going to be Jalen Wright. And listen, guys, if A-Chain plays, you have to play him, unless you got a studded out team. Don't get cute and play Jalen Wright because they're going to rotate. Now, if A-Chain is out, play Jalen Wright. As we speak right now, that can change according to the information we get. But play A-Chain. Let me tell you what they're going to do with A-Chain. Let me give you a game script. Let me give you the game script. The game script is they're going to use A-Chain to catch passes, but he's going to be the goal line back this week. They're not going to run a bunch of extra stuff to him to get him hit in the ribs. So what they're going to do, let Wright run a little bit, let A-Chain get a little bit, catch a few passes, and they get down there to the 5-yard line or 10-yard line. A-Chain's going to get targets. A-Chain can still get 2 to 3 touchdowns with hurt ribs because they're using him around there and keeping them fresh when they get into the red zone, in the green zone. So I still think you should start A-Chain if he's healthy, if he plays. If he suits up, you got to play him. You don't want to be sitting a guy like A-Chain in the playoffs. Frank Wright says Judkins, Harvey's, Hampton, Warren start too. We're going to start Harvey. We're going to start Harvey. And Judkins. Hampton and Vidal is playing well, man. Only thing we can hope for is Hampton to get a goal line touch. I think Judkins is going to catch more passes with Dylan Simpson being out. I think Harvey is a great goal line running back. So I would play Harvey and Judkins over Warren and Hampton. But if you want to rotate Hampton in for one of those guys because you really like Hampton, there's nothing wrong with that either. Intelligente says, I got Lamar and Burrow. Which would you play? I played Burrow last week. Okay, bro, let me give you my personal opinion and my professional opinion. This is how I have to break this down. My personal opinion, I'm playing Lamar. Y'all know that. My personal opinion, I'm playing Christian Watson, and I'm giving what I decided within the content. But I'm not gonna just sit there and tell y'all to do everything that I'm gonna do. I'm trying to teach y'all how to fish so you can make your own decision where you want to fish at, how you fish, what type of bait you're gonna use. But I'm just telling you what you should be looking to catch when you got that type of bait. That's kind of how I'm doing. I don't want to say do this and do that because I understand fantasy. I don't know everything. And it's about how you feel when you lose. I always going to say that here at Fantasy GoodeSports. Go down with the ship. I do consultations all the time. I was doing consultations when my phone wasn't working. I couldn't get no sound. I was doing, people had hit me up. Hey, TD, can I get a consultation? And I was doing consultations and I was telling guys, listen, man, for this decision, who you okay if you lose with? And you see them in your lineup and they give you a 0. Are you okay with this player? Yeah, I'm okay with that. Play him. Are you okay with this player? No, man, because, I think he can do good this week, but he gave me a 0 3 weeks ago. So if he give you another 0, you're going to be up. Yeah, I'm going to be mad. Don't play him. Go down with your ship. So when it comes to Lamar, I'm playing Lamar. I'm going down. That's my ship. But professionally, the way Joe Burrow's going to play with Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and what he did to this Baltimore Ravens defense in the past, Joe Burrow's a great play. It's a tomato, but remember, we're not doing tomatoes in the fourth quadrant. We got to pick. We got to make a decision. So I'm going down with Lamar, but if you wanted to play Burrow, there's nothing wrong with that. I think Burrow, you can make an argument that Burrow could be a better player with Lamar being super healthy, with Lamar on the way to an MVP run. So why would I tell you not to play Burrow now? And Lamar hasn't played up to his standards. Guys, let me know, is the sound? Please don't let me look down. T out, T Higgins is out? Okay, thank you, Tom. So that helps to I would go with Lamar. I would go with Lamar. What's up, B Silver? I see you, Jay Moore. I see you, Tron. Tron says, would you drop Goddard for Jerron Johnson? If I had to drop Goddard, that's the weakest player on my team. Remember, always drop the weakest player on your team. Don't drop position for position. So if I'm starting a running back, drop the running back. No. I might start a running back and drop a kicker. I might start a quarterback and drop a wide receiver. So drop the weakest player on your team. If Goddard is the weakest player on your team, drop him. If you need to get to Juwan Johnson, who's safe, who's getting a lot of targets at the tight end position. Goddard is very touchdown dependent. Tron says, I need 2 wide receivers and a flex, PPR. Okay, 2 wide receivers. You got Nico, Olave, Devontae Smith, McLaurin, Debo, Jalen. Okay, so your 2 wide receivers are going to be Nico and McLaurin. You're in a flex. We're not getting to Emmanuel Wilson. That makes me a little bit nervous. I think this is going to be more of a passing game. I like Corn and I like Olave. Full PPR, I would want to go with Olave, but Corn is splitting with Kyron Williams just to keep everybody healthy. So if you want to go with Olave as your flex, with also playing Nico and McLaurin, I think that's fine. Nico, Olave, and McLaurin. That way, and you could substitute any of those guys out. Probably me, it would be Olave, and put Corn in if you wanted to, or Emmanuel Wilson. Me, I'm a little off on Emmanuel Wilson this week. I just believe that they passed the ball a little bit more than what we think. I think if you just run it, Emmanuel Wilson, is he good enough to run at is Emmanuel Wilson good enough to have a good fantasy output? I don't know. I don't know if they get down into the goal line and they give him a bunch of chances like they do Josh Jacobs. That's what I'm trying to say. But I understand he's starting, so sometimes just because you're starting for the right team, you can get a couple fall-in touchdowns and have a top 5 week. So I do respect Emmanuel Wilson, but I think I like Olave in a full PPR league a little bit more than him. I trust him a little bit more, especially how Tyler Show is playing. Tron says, what up, TD? Picked up Emmanuel Wilson yesterday, but looks like Jacobs may play. Yes, I think he's going to play, but it's nothing wrong with holding on to these guys. We never know what's going to happen on a Sunday morning. Ice Cold Jones says, hold on. Okay. All right, yeah, I see where I'm at. Okay, Scott, what's up, Scott? He says, constant tight end cycling. Currently have Juwan Johnson, Isaiah Likely, and Darren Waller. Who do you like? I like Isaiah Likely. Isaiah Likely. Yes, sir, Scott. Appreciate you being here. Frank says, Adams, Brian Thomas Jr., Diggs, been rolling out Adams, start 1. Yeah, why not? You got to go with Adams over Brian Thomas Jr. and Diggs. Now, Diggs, this is a revenge game. But I'm gonna put a revenge game over a stud? Nah. I'm dancing with the girl that I came to the party with. So I'm playing Devontae Adams. You told me who you been coming to the parties with, and it's Devontae Adams. I would keep playing them. I like Brian Thomas Jr., Diggs, but I'm not gonna say that they ranked higher than Adams. Adams is probably a top 6 wide receiver right now. Rasheed says Fannin or Warren. That's tough. That's a tomato, but we're not doing tomatoes. I'm gonna go with Fannin with Shadir because I like Warren, but that doesn't mean that Warren's going to have a lot of points playing with Phillip Rivers. So I will go with Fannin because of Phillip Rivers. That would be the common denominator that would make me want to go with Fannin over Warren. Ice Cold Jones says, should I pick up Emmanuel Wilson if Jacobs doesn't suit up? Yes. Yes. And you can put him in as a flex play if you need to. Frank says Pierce, McConkey, Olave, Michael Wilson, Butte start 3. We're going with Michael Wilson, Butte, and Olave. McConkey, man, I don't want to play any wide receivers on this team right now. I'm nervous about Justin Herbert and his hands. So I'm going to go with Olave, Michael Wilson, and Butte. Leon says pick 2, Courtland Sutton, Ladd, or Chris Rodriguez. Thanks. I'm going with, man, I'm not high on Courtland, but I have to play him here with the whatever you offer me. These 3 guys, I have to pick Courtland. So I just want to give a caveat to that. I'm not that high on him, but he's a good player. He's a solid player. Ladd, no, because of Justin Herbert. Now, if you're okay with Justin Herbert, Ladd is a star. So that's the common denominator. If you want to play any of the Chargers wide receivers, do you trust Justin Herbert? If you trust Justin Herbert, then you play the wide receivers like Ladd, Gaddison. You play those guys. Not Keenan Allen or QJ, but Ladd and Gaddison. So I'm going to say Courtland Sutton, and I'm going to go with Chris Rodriguez slightly off of my chin over Rodriguez. Over Ladd, because of Ladd with the injury to Justin Herbert. So I will play Courtland Sutton and Chris Rodriguez. Rasheed says, who started DK? I started DK in some leagues. Frank says Saints, Painters, KC, defense. Who do you like this week? I've been streaming all year. I'm trying to think who the Painters is, but I'm going to go with KC. Panthers. I'm going with the Panthers. Yes, I'm going with the Panthers. Yes. Panthers defense. Tom Burton says 0.25 per rushing attempt, 1 point PPR, running backs Jacobs, Henry, Genty, Chase Brown, Woody Mark, sit 2. Sit 2. I would say Woody and Genty. Woody and Genty, but if Jacobs doesn't play, then I would play Jacobs. I would play, Genty. I would play Woody over Genty. Woody over Jacobs, I'm sorry. If Jacobs is out, I would put Woody in. But right now, with Jacobs playing, the two guys that I would sit would be Woody Marks and Genty. Ed Tate says, I got to buy this week. I'm in second place. Yes, sir. Kurt Wood says, May or Jackson, Fannin or Sutton. Kurt, this is not the type of decision that you want to make in a fantasy football playoffs, because let me tell you what you don't want to do, Kurt. You don't want to come back on Monday and say, yeah, man, you told me to play May and it was wrong. Or, man, you told me to play Jackson and it was wrong. Well, who should, bro, that's not easy. I'm not God. And I'm not coming at you, Kurt. I'm teaching. Like, what are we doing here? Because I could say Jackson and May outplay him, and I could say vice versa. Like, there's no formula here. There's no math. There's no science. It's just you picking between a tomato or an onion. And it depends on, do you like onions or you like tomatoes? It's hard. So I'm not scared to go down with a ship, because I tell you, that's why I'm telling you to play Christian Watson. But that right there, and I always go to dating, man, because to me it's the same. Men know this. Men can understand this. Who you gonna pick, Margot Robbie or Jennifer Love Hewitt? I think you go home with either one of them. You would date any one of them. You would make any one of them your girlfriend. You're not gonna be disappointed in any one of them. Now, if one of them farts and you like, oh, she stinks, and oh, she farted on, now you want to, that's like playing armchair quarterback. Like, we're not gonna do that every time something happens. Now you upset that you made a play. So I want you to know, whatever decision you make, you go down with that ship. I'ma say my personal preference would be Jackson, but far as being an analyst, you have to play May. He's the #1 quarterback. He's an MVP candidate over Lamar Jackson. Fannin or Sutton, that's easy. That's Fannin. That's Sutton. I go down with Fannin. Fannin all day. Guys, let's get the likes up. We got 34 people in here. We got 13 likes. Come on now, let's get the likes up. Big Time says, anyone starting Rivers in fantasy playoffs in a one quarterback league? Nah, probably not, bruh. Probably not. Frank says, first round bye question. I have the Seahawks and Vikings. How you like them next week and forward? So, bruh, I haven't looked at the schedule. Bruh, listen, I do a lot of research. I'm always on my phone or on my Apple Watch or whatever you want to say, or on my laptop, looking at fantasy, making plays, making starts and sits, doing a lot of research. I haven't looked at the Seahawks I know they're the #1 defense. The Vikings are good, but they have a bad quarterback. So I know the Seahawks, bro. You keep playing the Seahawks. We're not gonna overthink it. We're not gonna overthink that. It's the Seahawks. So the Vikings, no, I don't see a matchup. I know their division. I don't see a matchup where I feel comfortable, because J.J. McCarthy hasn't played good. Sometimes when you have bad quarterback play, it hurts the defense. It hurts the defense. So I don't like any Vikings. I think you should feel great that you got the Seahawks. They are playing out of their mind. UVS says, Patrick Mahomes. Bruh, you danced with the girl that you came to the party with. A lot. Let me tell y'all something. I'm very, very, very loyal. And I think it rewards you in all aspects of life. I think God, whoever invented this world, invented the maths of up, you jump up, you come down, all the science. One thing I think that God has rewarded people who are loyal is things seem to work out for you when you be consistent. You go to work every day, you might have some bad days of work, but if you keep going, next thing you know, you're the supervisor and you're making $100 grand while you stay consistent. Mahomes, you chose him. Just like, and I tell men this about women, I tell women this about men. A lot of us so frivolous, soon somebody, and I say fart, and I mean what the hell I said. I'm saying fart. Soon somebody fart, you ready to leave. You will have no loyalty to nothing but yourself. And guess what? You cannot live this world by yourself. Somebody could lay you down. You need other people to work together. So what I'm saying, man, you drafted Pat Mahomes, hey, keep playing them. At this point in time, ain't nobody on the waivers. I do like Marcus Mariota. I will make a streamer video. If you want to stream, you can do that. But me, if I got Pat Mahomes, just like I got Lamar, I've been supporting him with Lamar while he was playing bad. You should keep supporting Pat Mahomes. Don't pick a guy like Pat Mahomes, and he had pretty good, decent draft capital this year. It wasn't as high as it usually is, but he had good draft capital this year. So you chose him, man. Sometimes you just have to keep playing that guy. And guess what? A lot of people, this is why they lose. They don't know that the key to their team changing their trajectory to go into the playoffs as the 6th seed and win is to keep playing the same quarterback. He's going to get hot now. But you are so into he been playing bad for you, even though you got other good players. You get rid of Pat Mahomes, he goes off. Now your streamable quarterback plays bad. You get beat week 6. You have to run a scientific experiment. You know what they tell you on scientific experiments? You don't change the variables. Because if you change the variables, how the hell are you going to recollect data? You don't know what's going on. You got to keep everything constant. That way you can get better and make better decisions next year. If you sit Pat Mahomes now, it could backfire. I'm not telling you play Pat Mahomes. I don't know who you got on your team. But I'm telling you the same thing I would tell myself with Lamar Jackson. Big Time says if Harrison remains out, it would be interesting to see what Wilson can do against the tough Texans defense. Bro, that's cutting edge content. I want to see that too. That's big time because y'all got some decisions to make. You're going to have to pay Michael Wilson. If he goes out and balls against that number 1 corner for, I forgot his name, from the Houston Texans, if he balls out against him, B. Silva, he says, in Superflex, I have 2 startable quarterbacks, Dak and Brissett. Shadur and McCarthy are on my bench playing defensively against league mates. Which 2 do you start? Great question, bruh. So right now you have some give to make that decision. You're not trying to sit elite quarterbacks. You're trying to find a quarterback because you kind of at the streamable level when it comes to Brissett, Shadur, and McCarthy. So we can make a decision on those guys. Usually a lot of you like to make decisions with Josh Allen and Lamar and those tier of guys. And to me, that's kind of like you set yourself up. We all going to fail. Nobody's that smart. Albert Einstein, Tesla, nobody's that smart to make those decisions when it comes to a Josh Allen and Lamar, who you're going to pick. But when it comes to a Shadur, McCarthy, and a Brissett, this is when I need to poke my chest out and say, well, TD, how good are you? Are you going to help your subscribers be able to make the right start? I gave y'all Shadur. I gave you Shadur. And a lot of you sit here and talk shit to me all year long. I don't see where you at. And y'all know who you is, because a lot of you don't take it the wrong way. If you ain't, even though you might not have been on Shadur, if you ain't talking no shit, you just say, oh, okay, TD, I understand your opinion. We good. But a lot of you kept saying, Shadur, he sucks. He sucks. He sucks. Like, and I'm trying to teach you something. Quit saying people suck. Because all you do is sound like a damn fool. 1 minute he up, now he playing good. Now you want to forget about all that shit you talk and play that guy in a fantasy. So that's why I tell y'all, you got to give time. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. And I know I got a gift for being patient. So I want to be genuine. But Shadur Sanders is the guy. Even though he got a tough matchup, man, garbage time is going to be great for him. So I'm playing Shadur over McCarthy. Shadur is, like I told y'all guys, and let me tell you, if any of you respect me, you think I know a little bit about football, let me tell you something. I could be wrong. When I watch this guy Shadur play, now he still needs to work on his leadership skills. And I'm just being I'm being a contrarian. I can't just say he's the best thing since sliced bread. But when I see that man play, the way his moxie in the pocket, the way he anticipates, that's the game. But quarterback, Tom Brady showed us, Peyton Manning showed us, that's the game. And that's what this guy can do. He can anticipate. He don't have to have the Josh Allen arm. The Josh Allens don't make Hall of Fames. It'd be the Joe Montanas, the Steve Youngs, the guys that are cerebral. And Shadur Sanders is one of the most cerebral guys that I ever saw play in the pocket, up there with Andrew Luck coming out of college. Dan Marino. It's like 5 quarterbacks that I seen come out of college, and their pocket presence was amazing for them to be a rookie. And Shadur Sanders one of those guys. So I would play Shadur Sanders over McCarthy. And I like how you playing defense. Great job, bro. You killing 2 birds with 1 stone. Mobley, what's up, bro? Listen, man, I got on my laptop. I wasn't, because I'm not going to be opening up my laptop and answering questions on my work computer. So that's why I didn't get to your questions. I saw it once I logged into my work computer, but into my phone, it's back, and I got all my apps back in. I'm not going to be answering questions because I'm not going to be able to get to them consistently. I don't want to set anything up that I'm not going to be able to do consistently. So right now, man, all the thing I could get down was my data from my Google account to upload my YouTube channel. I got to finish going back to the iPhone store so they can bring all my apps over to my new phone. But same to you, bro. He says, glad to see you, bro. I got Puka CD. Do I start DK, Watson, or Judy? Start DK. Much love. Keep doing great content. Yes, sir, bro. Like, guys, I got a lot going on. Don't think that I ever sitting around, I ain't doing a video today. Y'all know better than that. I'm not going to never do that. But I got to make it work. I can't, if I ain't got no phone, I gotta be able to make it work, right? And my setup is everything is in the box, like my computer, my desktop computer, my old stuff that I got. I haven't even set that up in my new house. I got a bunch of boxes in the house. I'm gonna have to get me probably a warehouse to consolidate, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, bro, you can play Puka and CD, man. Woo, you got some. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why I know you can play. DK, Watson, and Judy are all in the same tier. Those are guys like they got good matchups. They can ball out this week. But people are kind of like, they don't feel comfortable with them. Excuse me. I love DK Watson and Judy, man. These are probably going to be on my streaming video. All three of these guys might be on my streaming video. But I'm going to go with DK, man. Aaron Rodgers, he finally damn targeted him. Man, I dropped DK in one of my, I'm number 2 in that league. It's a $1,500 league. That's what the prize can, that's what I can win. Bruh, all year long, he hyper target DK like one time. And as soon as I drop him, I know how, and I was ready for it. I said, TD, you dropped him. You're going against what you always preach. But I had to, man. I had Terry McLaurin out there with a great matchup. So I had to get to Terry. DK, you for 7 weeks, you had dudded me with 10, 9, 8, 8, 10. I had to move. I had to make a decision. And I'm okay with it. But I'm just telling y'all, I'm trying to teach y'all how this shit works. It never fails. It never fails. You move on for a player, next thing you know, it hits. So I'm going to go with DK, man, because Aaron Rodgers was hyper-targeting him, man. That's the common denominator right there. Big Time says the Browns-Bears game will also test Fannon's ability to perform in adverse weather. I'm not worried about the adverse weather. We saw that in a Twister game. They throw behind the line of scrimmage plays to him, which is the weather doesn't affect that as much. When you throwing screens and quick game and tight plays where the tight end is the first read. Man, Fannin, guys, and I saw it. I'm like, this guy's going to be good. But going to the Browns with and David Njoku, I'm like, how they going to play? And they did use him. That guy, I saw Fannin out there juking people in college and catching balls, looking like a running back. I knew he was going to be good. But he didn't go to Kansas City. He went to the Browns. Who the hell thought they was going to use him over David Njoku? If you thought that, guys, congratulations. That's cutting-edge content. So that's why I didn't hype up Fannin in the offseason. But I did see him play. But Fannin is him. Conditions, temperatures, will be around 15 degrees. Negative 15? Negative 15? That's cutting. Thank you for that information, bro. But that's cutting-edge content right there. That's cutting-edge content right there. I'm still going with Fannin. And I'm still playing Shedeur Sanders. Now, make sure you keep coming back. And I'll let you know if you have to pivot off of that. Kev says, my league mate put up 45 against me with Kyle Pitts alone. Since when was Kyle Pitts this good? And that's how it happens. That's why you got, hey, give him credit, man. And I know you don't want to hear that, but give him credit, Kev, because he could have sit him. He could have, Pitts ain't dead. I mean, he been getting targeted. We've been seeing that. So that's probably why he played him. But that's why I always tell y'all, dance with the girl that you came to the party with, because you don't want her to step out and she got that shit on. And then your homeboys are with her, and they get ready to go on a vacation. You got to watch that. But you said you didn't like her because she came with her hair. You know how y'all be talking about my hair? Her hair was frizzy. And you said, man, she ain't that bad. And then you left. And then she with your homeboy get ready to go out, and she bad. She bad. So I give the guy credit for playing Pitts. Zeus, what's up, bro? He says down bad at wide receiver. Jerry, Judy, Jaden Higgins or Yosevich with Higgins out this week. Yosevich is a good play. Negative 15 is not going to be the all-be-all, but it does, make me think about Judy and Fannin. Thank you for the information, guys. That's why we do it as a community. I don't know everything. I can't do every single thing, right? The weather changes as we get. Sunday is my weather day. Right? I got so much going on. I can't go and do all this crazy, not crazy stuff, but just have all the information here available. So thank y'all guys for helping me out. I'm going to have the players and stuff in my mind and looking at their matchups and stuff. I'm going to have that wrote down, right? I'm going to have that wrote down. But sometimes about the weather stuff, I don't know. So thank you for letting me know about that. But let's go with Yosevich with T. Higgins being out. Let's go with Yosevich. Chris Walker says, my starting running backs are Harvey and Chase Brown. For my flex, should I start Genty with Picking being the starter or T-Mac versus the Saints or Marks versus the Cardinals? That's easy, bro. We're going with T-Mac He don't like to be called T-Mac either, but we going with T-Mac. Jay Moore's, what's up, Jay Moore? He says Rico, Burton, or Hampton full PPR. I'm going to go with Hampton because I believe in Chuba. I have to stand on that. I like Rico, but if I'm choosing Chuba, I like Chuba. I'm looking at the game script. I think Chuba is taking over silently. He's getting his statue back silently. He's getting more explosively silently. So I got to bring Rico down when I'm telling y'all who to start and sit. Burton, I like Burton, especially with the injuries that's going over there. He's getting more targets, but it's negative 15 there. And that's still fine. That's still okay. But then you got Hampton, who I know that when they get down to that green zone, they want to give him let him get some goal line touches, even more than Vidal because of his draft capital. So I'm gonna go with Hampton slightly over Burton. Tron says the fantasy app says Snow doing the Eagles versus the Vegas game and doing the Giants and Commanders game. And snow doesn't hurt. We just don't want rain. We don't want the balls being slippery. We okay with cold weather. We okay with snow. We don't want the ball slipping out of guys' hands because the gloves don't matter no more when the rain hits them. B Silver says I bench Baker for golf. Good. I understand that. I think that was a good. I like Baker. I could have told you tomato, pick you. That's probably what I would have did. Baker to me still had a decent game throwing it to Mike Evans, and giving it to other guys. Maybe he didn't have the upside because he didn't get the touchdowns that he usually get. Do I start golf? Other quarterbacks are Stroud, Darnold, Brissett, Rodgers, Caleb Williams, Bryce Young, and Mariota. He might not be out there, but Mariota's the one. I like Stroud a lot with Nico. I like Stroud. He's getting better with this offense. But, yeah, man, go ahead and play golf. They need golf. I'm playing golf over Rodgers. Caleb Williams is okay. He's taking a lot of sacks. Bryce Young, I'm not brave enough to tell you to play Bryce. I like Bryce, but I'm not brave enough to tell you to play Bryce in a fantasy football playoffs. Darnold is Sam Darnold. I'm not saying Sam Darnold is a bad player, but you know what he can be? He can give you 50 points or he can give you 0. And I'm not taking that. We're going with something that we know. I almost said a song, but no, we're not going there. Jared Goff is the guy that I would play. The other guys that I feel okay about is Stroud. And Darnold is still Darnold. He's still a guy that you can go down with a ship. I don't think Bryce Young and Rodgers, even Brissett has the ship to go down when you got all these other players. So I would go with Goff, Stroud, and then Darnold. Frank says I had to make a screw it decision about Mayfield, Herbert, and Lawrence yesterday. I rolled with Mayfield 19 points. I can live. I love that mindset, Frank. Shit, it could have been worse. So you made a decision. Roll with it. You went down with a ship, bro. It's all good. It's all good. I'm not gonna sit here and say, you did that, because I probably would have played Lawrence. But I'm not gonna do that. That's what makes me different. That's what makes my content different. A lot of you is so real and authentic. Or maybe my hair off or something. Where's the studio? You don't even know. But my content is different. Listen, it's your team. As Captain Planet says, I'm my 80s baby. I'm born in 86. So I love Captain Planet. I love the Power Rangers. Captain Planet always said every single damn episode, the power is yours. So when they all when they put the rings together and shit, Captain Planet came out. But he always said, y'all the one, I'm not the most powerful. Y'all got to come together. So I need y'all, right? Same thing, vice versa, man. I'm not going to sit here and tell y'all what to do. Y'all teams are not my personal teams. So I don't want y'all walking around with TD teams. Walk around with a B Silver team. Walk around with a Jay Moore team. Walk around with a Frank Wright team. Walk around with a Tron Force team with TD influence. Let's get the likes up, fellas. I'm preaching. Come on now. I'm giving y'all the sauce. Let's get the likes up. We got 34 people in here. We only got 22 likes. Mobley says Henderson or Pollard. Bruh, I don't feel great about what I'm going to say, but I'm going to say Henderson. I'm probably biased. I'm not going to go off that one big game that Tony Pollard had and say, but it could be that. Sometimes a person they get hot, man. They tend to be hot. It's called kinetic and potential motion. Anybody in here know about science? Anybody know what kinetic energy and potential energy? What it means, what tends to do this, tends to flow that way. Once something is flowing a certain way, it tends to do that. So once a guy gets hot, he tends to keep being hot. That's the way math works. That's the science works. It tends to happen. That's how we can map out to the moon. They know how we move when we in space. It tends to be that. It should be that the whole way to the moon. That's how you come up with the science to do that. So same thing here. I'm gonna go with Henderson though, but I understand if you wanted to go with Pollard is what I'm trying to say. Excuse me for the fruit salad. Kirkwood says Jackson even over May. I'm not telling nobody to play no Jackson over May. That is a true tomato. And I feel almost, Kurt, and not you, Kurt, I feel almost set up. Like, and I know you ain't gonna do it, Kurt, because I've been watching you. You've been coming to my channel for a while. I feel like if I say May, man, May, and like I don't want to carry that bag. I don't want that baggage. I need my mind to be free. I don't want that. Now, if I go down and tell somebody to play Fannin and he played terrible, I can go down with that. I've made some, I told people to play, it was a couple players on my starters a week. They didn't do well. A couple of them did do well. That's how it happens. I'm okay with that. But when I talk about Jackson and May, man, I can't. That's like me asking, hey, TD, should I eat a tomato or onion? I'm like, bro, what do you like? I don't think an onion is better than a tomato. I don't think a tomato is better than an onion. I don't know. So this is what I could give you. Let me give you some common denominator stuff that we all can take out of this. Not just what I'm going to take out of it, not just what you're going to take out of it. Let me tell you, May is the #1 quarterback, and he's the MVP. He's an MVP candidate. Why not play him? Me, personally, I'm playing Lamar. That has nothing to do with you, though. That's just me saying, Lamar is my favorite player. I'm not using my favorite player to tell y'all what to do. I got to have some. Now, listen, I don't use a lot of analytics because that's not how I talk, but I do pay attention. And I'm not going to sit here and just tell y'all to do something just because I like that color or I like that particular girl or whatever. So if you got May, man, I don't understand why you would ever even have to make that decision. I just think that is tough in the playoffs, Kurt. That's tough. So I don't think you can go wrong with either one, but I probably would play May because if I was in your shoes. Frank says, I have Mahomes and picked up Burrows 4 weeks ago. Who you like next week? You got to play Burrow over Mahomes. Who you like next week from the two? Mahomes versus the Titans. Thank you for putting up matchups. Burrow versus Miami. I'm on a bye this week. Okay, thank you for the context. Burrow going against Miami. Hopefully T. Higgins is back. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Big Tom. He said, surprised you didn't talk about Wan'Dale Robinson. He had no fewer than 8 targets and has great favorable matchup against a poor Washington pass defense. That's a great point, bro. And let me explain something to y'all guys. I think this is very important. This is some killer right here. So, guys, let me tell you something. I remember in high school, it was like 20, 25 girls at the school that I thought was hot. I'm not no bastard. I'm not trying to say that I'm trying to be with them intimately, but I thought they was all hot. But guess what? I can't get to all of them. So sometimes, guys, I end up prevailing because I don't take every piece of candy somebody give me. I don't bite on it. But guess what? That's why I want other people to come in and help me as far as my channel. Like, because if that what happened to me when my video went out, if I'd have had backup people who's trying to be on the same page with me, they could have came in and been giving y'all content while I'm fixing my problems, like my hardware problems. So what I'm trying to say, guys, I can't get to every single player. I only can look at the players that I'm looking at. I don't go through the whole waiver wire all the way down from the top running back down to the bottom running back. I have to just hit the guys that I like and hit guys that are trending. Wan'Dale is trending. That's why I think that's cutting edge content, what you're talking about. Wan'Dale does look good. But I like other players. Like I'm on Christian Watson, I'm on Jerry Jeudy right now. But I'm not going to sit there and say Wan'Dale Robinson is not a good full PPR slot wide receiver who's been killing it. But I'm just telling you, you can't get to everybody. I can't get to everybody, bro. That's all I'm saying. So you killing it, man. He's a great favorable matchup. Jackson Dart did target him. I wanted to see that. I don't still think Jackson Dart, and I think the main reason why I'm not on Wan'Dale Robinson is because I don't like Jackson Dart upside. I think Jackson Dart is a great quarterback. I think he's going to be great. I think he's actually, him and Shador is the best quarterbacks in this draft. But I don't like the way he's playing without Brian Daboll. So that probably takes a lot of players off my board on the Giants. I got Tyrone Tracy in Dynasty. I got some Darius Slayton. I got Wan'Dale Robinson in a couple leagues that I didn't make the playoffs in Dynasty with. But I just don't like the offense, the way it's being ran with the new offensive coordinator. But you're right, brother. You killed it. Appreciate that big time. Guys, Wan'Dale Robinson, he's been playing well. Tom Burton says, Josh Jacobs or Woody Marks? You got to go with Josh Jacobs if he suits up. Father 3 says, playoffs, let's go. Send the kids to the bed. It's grown folks' time. Yes, sir. Zeus says, TD, what you think about Tony Pollard this week as a flex? I think he's a good flex. Now, if you told me some players that you had, I might say, I'll play this player over him. But Tony Pollard is a fine flex. Remember, I don't turn nothing down but my collar. If I need to play somebody, I'm going to play somebody. Zeus says, big game last week, but bad all year. Big game last week, but bad all year. What you mean by that, Zeus? Father, no, I'm saying, John B says, got to sit. 1, Fannin, Kittle, Genty, Marks. We're going with Marks. They got a bad match. Genty them got a terrible matchup. Man, I'm going to go with Genty, man. I don't like sitting Genty because he can ball out any game. He's special. He can make somebody miss and take it 70. But I'm going to go with Genty because they're playing against the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm going to say Genty. I don't feel great about it, but it's between Genty and Marks. Tron says, does it change your opinion on starting McCorn if it's snowing during the game? No. Now, if you got a better player, yes. But no, McLaurin, if you don't got no better player and you're going to go down a tier to get a clean weather game, I wouldn't do that. Kurt Wood says Sutton or Michael Wilson. I'm going with Michael Wilson. Tom Burton says, thanks, brother, anytime. A-Game Grizzo. He says, yo, TD, what would you do? Who do you like out of May, Dart? I'm going with May. Also, Warren or Likely. I think Likely got more upside. I think Warren, you got me laughing, Zeus. I think Warren's a safer floor, but I think Likely has the upside. So if you want upside, go with Likely. If you want the floor, go with Warren. Warren's got the safest floor this week with a Phillip Rivers. Frank says I could swap Waddle out my flex for McConkey and bench McConkey for Kenneth Walker. No, don't swap out Waddle. Put Waddle in over McConkey this week because of McConkey playing with a hurt quarterback. You can play Kenneth Walker if you need to put him in somewhere else, but I wouldn't play Kenneth Walker over Waddle. John B said he's choosing Love Hewitt. Okay, bro, you chose. That's what I'm saying. That's your taste. I don't know who I'm going to choose. I think both of them hot. Tom says, laugh out loud. Even if one of them fart, I'm still taking one of them home. Come on, bro. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I mean when I say fart, and I want all the ladies here that's coming in here, please don't take this weird. I'm a male, so my point of view is going to sound different than what yours is going to sound. So I apologize. This is how I talk to my guys. So give me a little grace here. Don't report me to YouTube. But when I talk about fart, all I mean, I'm not disrespecting no female. What I'm saying is players play bad that's elite. Josh Allen had some bad weeks. Lamar had bad weeks. CMC had bad weeks. B. John, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson. All these guys have had bad weeks. That's a fart. But are you going to drop them and get off of them because they fart? If you play that way, you're not going to win as many championships. You're not going to make as many playoffs. So that's what I mean fart. So if I get a girlfriend and they fart, I'm not worried. Man, everybody fart, right? But when you young, you think like that, right? You don't got no experience. Oh, man, she woke up this morning, she had something on her tooth. You know, y'all remember that high school shit? Man, she got something on her tooth, and this girl is beautiful. She came out of lunch, got a piece of pepper on her teeth. She been eating pizza. And then you want to sit around and make a joke on her, so much she got something on her teeth. You wish you didn't make that. You wish you would have did something else when that girl, instead of making fun of her, now you feel bad about it, don't you? So the same thing. Don't let one little something that's simple, a bad week, to get you off a championship winning team or get off a player. Kurt Woods has got you, homie. Thanks. Anytime. King Sirius says McLaurin is an upside wide receiver 3 against the Giants. It's likely to be a run-heavy game script. It may be a run-heavy game script. I like that. Remember, it's chess when it comes to football. That's why I like wide receiver 2s on certain teams that got great wide receiver 1s outside of a T. Higgins, but I will take him if he falls. T. Higgins just goes high as a wide receiver 2. That's the only reason why I fade him. So I like that they're going to run the ball because when they play action, McLaurin touchdown. That's all I want. I'm good. Oh, he got a 60-yard touchdown. He got 13, 14 points. I'm good for the week. Whatever else is cherry on top. I don't need no 18 targets for 255 yards. I just need one TD. I just need one TD and a couple catches. That's all I need. Senor Rojas says, thanks, bro. Chris Rodriguez is out playing. Ja'Cory Carson out. Oh, okay. Chris Rodriguez is out. I haven't seen that. Thank you for the news, Senor Rojo. Play Ja'Cory Carson versus the Giants. What about Nichols, though? Nichols be coming in. Okay, thank you for letting me know about that, bro. Frank Wright says, I traded for Pat, but I snuck Burrows 4 weeks ago. Good problem to have. It is a good problem to have, but guess what, bro? Let me tell you something. I love that because my homeboy tell me saying, hey, I really have a good problem. No. I ain't create no problem in my household. I don't want no problem, and you lose. Listen, I'm just knocking on wood. But I don't want you to make that decision, and you can lose from that decision, right? That's why I keep it simple. If what you don't know won't hurt. If I never picked up Lamar or picked up a Joe Burrow, what you saying is fine. I see what you said. But if I never picked up a Lamar and I got Joe Burrow or vice versa, I don't know what I'm missing out on. And I feel like that's a great way to have in your life. That's why the Bible speaks of anybody in here that's a Christian. I read a lot of books, a lot of religion books. The good book says, let me see what was I saying, guys? I got out of that. I forgot what I was saying, guys. But listen, Burrow, like I don't want that type of problem. I want to be able to start my quarterback. Yeah, so here you go. The good books doesn't say this. So what you don't know won't hurt. If you got two problems there and you see that, that's gonna it could be bad. Oh, I should play him, and you sitting around waiting for the game results instead of just starting a guy. It's like you got to protect your gates. I don't want certain music or certain movies in my head. Like you don't want your kids watching a scary movie at night because why? They're gonna keep thinking about the boogeyman. The boogeyman. You gonna keep. I should have played Joe Burrow. How you do, man? I should have played Joe Burrow. I should have played Joe Burrow. You don't want to be. I don't want to be saying that. So I get it. If you got a good problem, you got a good problem. I play defense. It's okay to play defense. Crispy, what's up, man? I don't want to call no grown man Crispy, but hey, that's what I'm like the anchor man. I read whatever I see. He says, I need my team to ball out this week, playoffs time. Yes, sir. That's the fourth quadrant. Frank says, also let me give you your flowers. I'm in 7 money leagues and made the playoffs and all. Thanks, brother. Let's get that bread. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. That makes me feel good, bro. Hey, let me know what players you got on a couple of those lineups. Guys, I'm gonna try to make a post, and I want y'all to post your teams in there. Tell me, say, hey, TD, this is who I got. This is the team. They made the playoffs, and tell me, Christian Watson, Lamar's, like players that I told y'all about in the summer. Let me know how it's going. My 70% hit rate players, like Jamison Williams, A-Chain, James Cook, CMC, fade Jamar Chase, fade Justin Jefferson, fade Saquon Barkley. Take a quarterback early. That may not be the right strategy this year. I got Lamar. I'm ready to show y'all. I waited late and got Drake May in the league. That's probably one of my best teams. But so maybe the quarterback thing didn't work out this year. Like I said, I'm gonna keep it real with you. Matt Carmody, what's up, bro? Gabriel Prophet says McCarthy is playing the Cowboys, though, bro. The Cowboy, bro. And listen, Gabriel. Another man's trash is another man's treasure. Okay, guys, anybody in here, spam the chat if you ever saw the Little Giants with Icebox and Spike. Let me know if anybody have seen that movie. Anybody seen that movie? The Little Giants? Let me tell you what happened. This is one of my favorite parts in the movie. You know the nerd uncle, the star of the show, the nerd guy, his daughter was Icebox. And then you got, I call him Love in the Man. What's his name? Ed O'Neill. He was the Heisman guy. You remember his brother whooped his ass every time. Ed O'Neill was a monster. He was a Heisman. He was the best football player in that county. He was a superstar. But guess what? His brother beat him one time. You might say, where you going with this, TD? We know that. I'm about to tell you. He beat him one time. You don't need to beat nobody. This is fantasy football. You don't need to be great all weeks to make the play. Can you hit that week? Can you hit that week? I believe that the Cowboys can hold down J.J. McCarthy. It's all about them and J.J. McCarthy. I could be wrong, and brother, I come back here and I'm going to give you your flowers. You remind me about this. If the Cowboys play bad and Justin Jefferson goes off, I'll come back. I say, listen, bro, you was right. I made the wrong call. That's on me, man. You got it. You was right. You ain't cutting edge content. I'm willing to give flowers. I give out flowers because I respect myself. I know I'm great. So I'm always going to tell somebody else when they being great and being better than me. I'm not ashamed of that. People better than me in a lot of stuff. So what I'm saying, the Cowboys can have that game, man. Listen, and it's a little bit more easier than what I'm saying, but I feel good about the Cowboys. They could have one good week, man, against the Minnesota Vikings. That's why I picked them. I didn't want to pick an easy defense. Everybody know to play Houston Texans. So I have to go down, man, where we all got to make the decisions. I can't just I'm not going to sit here and make no channel and just give y'all the blanket statements. And my channel probably would be a lot farther if I just, hey, Jamar Chase, take him at the #1 overall pick. Jonathan Taylor, take him. Take this player. Wait late to get a quarterback. Y'all hear that everywhere. What you gonna come here for? You need cutting edge content with me. I'm not inventing cutting edge content just to be cutting edge content. But we got a super chat in the building. A $20 super chat from the one and only South7765. Appreciate you, bruh. He says, what up? Didn't make the playoffs this year. Had Daniel Jones and Jaden Daniels got injured on the same day. Appreciate all your insight and advice throughout the season. Thank you, bruh. Thank you. I don't got nothing to say about those quarterbacks. I didn't take a lot of those guys, but I thought those were good picks. Just because I don't put a play on my 70% hit rate doesn't mean that it's not a good pick. Jaden Daniels had a great last season. What else you say? And Daniel Jones was playing well, but he got hurt. So you got in there with the last game. You didn't have a quarterback who could pick up You started Jaden Daniels and he got hurt. It happens, bruh. Keep playing through. Set your lineup every week because if you keep playing through, you'll know the algorithm from next year. This player right here, he ain't that good because he wasn't that good in week 17, and they fell off on here. You'll be able to know stuff that other people don't see. Everybody else is looking for content, but you already know. You've been watching. So play through, bro. Appreciate that, man, and everything's going to be all right, bro. I play in multiple leagues because of this, right? I try to get in up to about 10 to 15 leagues, best ball leagues, because I don't want to be upset in one league. You're not going to make it in all leagues. I don't give a damn how good you is, unless you draft the #1 in every single league. Gable says, I'm taking McCarthy. I'm not mad at you, bro. I'm not gonna chastise you from that. That's you going down with your ship. That's all I want to hear. I just want to hear that you got conviction about whatever you're saying. King Steve says, some people streamed Tyrod Taylor last week over Lamar and didn't make the playoffs. Big facts. You do not ever do that. Now, Tyrod Taylor, I talked about Tyrod Taylor. He got hurt. That's not a bad move. When you play a quarterback and he gets hurt, you guys, don't let people hate on you and tell you, man, you ain't that good. You did this. But if you bench Lamar and you did it, that's on you. That's a bad move. You don't never bench your studs. And I'm going to keep telling y'all that. What's going on, Elisa? Elisa says, TD standard, Rico, Marks, or Hindi. And standard, I'm going to go with Marks. I already started Bucky, and he had B. John Robinson. So you need upside. Okay, so what do you want? Do you want an upside pick? Because you got to pick where you're going to try to go for some boom at to try to catch up with B. John. So you can play Travion Henderson because he could have a 70-yard run. But He also can give you 8 to 10 points too. The safest guy would be Marks. He doesn't have that much competition. Nick Chubb ain't coming and taking his carries like that. So Marks is like the guy, but I don't think he got more upside than a Henderson. So if you feel like that you are behind the 8 ball and you don't got other good players in your lineup, then play Hendy. But if you got other players like a Jamar Chase where you can boom somewhere else to catch up with him, don't worry about overdoing it and just play Marks. Gable says Puka is an auto start, especially if Adam sits. Yeah, and it don't matter if Adam sits or not. Puka gonna start every single week. I don't care if it's a 5-team league. King Sears says fire up the Jags DST. Brady Cook will start for the Jets. Whoo! Expect the Jets offense to look like an absolute dumpster fire against the Jaguars. I don't see how they move the ball. Big facts. Brady Cook is actually good. I got them beating the Jags. Cutting edge content, Gabriel. I see you beat to your own drum. Matt Carmody says half PPR with 40+ yard touchdown bonus and 100-yard bonus flex. Burden, Corm, Charbonnet. I'm projected to lose by 16. You need some upside. I like Burden. I can see him getting a deep play. If you don't want to go with Burden, then go with Corm. Travis Hawkins says Tennessee Titans play the 49ers Sunday from Travis Hawkins. Yeah, right. Of course they do. The 49ers got a good defense. I picked up the 49ers in a couple leagues. Big facts, Travis. Appreciate you being here. B. Growing says pick one, Judkins, Marks, or Michael Wilson. I'm going with Michael Wilson. But since you telling me already your mentality, which is fine, that's what I like to hear. So because I want to, because it's your team, but I'm gonna give you all the stuff that can happen. So Michael Wilson, man, he's playing great with no Marvin Harrison Jr. He's playing so great, you almost got to go down with the ship. He's almost like a stud now. So I don't want to get cute and sit him. So I'm going with Michael Wilson. But because you said he's worrying you, I'm not going to make you play nobody that you worried about. That's not fair to you. That's not how you play fantasy football, in my opinion. So I'm going to tell you to go with Judkins, man. Judkins is a really good player. It's going to be cold in that game. Go with Judkins over Michael Wilson. Frank Wright says, my opponent was Flexing Simpson in a 14-team league. He has no replacement. Best options for him is P. Ryan. Should I drop Florinell and block him? If you're pretty sure that CeeDee Lamb is going to play, which it looks like he's going to play, hell yeah, bro, play that defense. Listen, ain't no friends here. When we on the computer, we balling. When we outside, I can shake your hand, man, and we can talk about it. But right now, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna sit here and let you pick up nobody. I'm gonna go ahead and play defense and pick up P. Ryan and make him play Floyd Noir if he can pick up Floyd Noir. William Watkins says Burrow or May. I'm going with Drake May. Again, it's the same situation that I talked about with Lamar. It's, you got two good quarterbacks, but I understand people who got Burrow. He was a late addition for a lot of people's rosters. But I'm going to go with May. Gable says you got to have a bad memory in fantasy. Bias bites you in the ass. Not playing pits. There you go. Keep preaching, Gabriel. Simball says, what up, bro? Need one tight end. Andrews likely or Kelsey? We going with likely. Frank says, hey, that girl get them nails and hair did when you drop, huh? Bruh. Yes, sir. So yeah, basically what he's saying is, the girls get them nails and their hair did, and now she bad. Now you mad now. And you should have kept them on the team. Yep, I'm telling you, man, I love the comparisons, guys. I'm a metaphor guy. And listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm no Jesus or nothing. But before I started reading the Bible, I didn't know that Yeshua talked in parables. My homeboy told me that one day. He said, bro, you always using these metaphors. And then I started reading the Bible. I'm like, bro, shit, I love my outtake. And I see why I'm genuine and I'm passionate, because I see the world as equal opportunity. I ain't better than nobody. I'm not going to sit there and say, man, you dumb. Why'd you do that? Well, you made a dumb decision when you was 18. And you did. Why are you better than that? Because you got more money? Say, I see the world as metaphors. It's the same situation. You want to drop Lamar because he had 2 bad games? You want to break up with your girlfriend because she didn't make you dinner a couple times? You ain't loyal. I look for loyalty in people. I look for loyalty in people. It might be weird. You can call it what you want to call it. I look for loyalty in people, and loyalty is gonna be the reason what makes you prevail. Ask people to do big business. They want to see people who are loyal. They not looking at your money. They not looking at how you dress. They want to see if this shit gets tough, is he gonna try to sell me out? Can I count on him? Is he gonna be consistent? Big Going says Hurts versus Las Vegas or May versus Buffalo. I'm going with May versus Buffalo. I know Hurts got a great matchup, but I'm not going to sit here and tell people to sit May for no Buffalo. Buffalo defense is not trash, but they ain't great. Gable says Tinsley is way better. Play Josevich a bomb. Better play Yos. Travis says Tennessee Titans play 49ers this Sunday. Start 3:30 from Travis Hawkins as my team go Titans. Yes, sir. King Sirius says everyone asking the FBI to investigate Pete Carroll for rigging Raiders-Broncos game. I don't know what that is, man. It is what it is, man. I try not to think about that, man, because it just makes me feel like everything is a setup. So I try to just focus on the game script and stuff like that, making my calls. But you're right, man. Some stuff we all know has got some rigging to it, especially with the referees. Matt Carmody says, my opponent played Kittle over Pitts, which was a good move, but you see how it happens. I'm not mad at them. I don't think that was a stupid move from them. They supposed to play Kittle over Pitts. I may have dodged a bullet on that. You did. Gable says, you did, not May. Gable says, Kittle will be a mid the rest of the season. He ain't going to be mid. No, he's not weird. Not this matchup. Not with Brock Purdy. Jay Moore says May or Burrow this week to advance to the next round. Let's go with May with no T. Higgins. Matt Carmody says Kittle has had 3 touchdown games in the past, but yeah, your pitch probably finishes tight end 1 this week. Right. Gabriel says May easily, Burrow is giving up. Chris Walker says, would you play Hubbard over Genty? No, I would not do that. I'm not going to get that cute. But listen, if you want to, I'm just telling you, I wouldn't do it. But if you want to, if you feel it, because I understand that I like Hubbard, but I don't like him I'm not going to sit Genty. Because I think Genty is good enough to make somebody miss and take off a 70. If I thought he was just a cloud dust back, I'd be like, yeah. B. Silver says, can we trust Jefferson to start? But you just got to play him. Sometimes, guys, it's just like a family. If you meet the girl and that's not the girl of your dreams, guys, let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Come on now. We had 40 people in here and we only got 27 likes. Let's get the likes up. B. Silver says, can we trust Jefferson? No, but listen, it's just like a relationship, man. You got a family now. You already done picked them. You can't sit them. You can't run from your family now that you don't like what's going on. You have to play Jefferson. You don't want that on your bench. You can't have that on you. Put them in the flex. Now, if you are a smart maniac, you can probably sit them and then be the right move. I'm not a smart maniac. I'm a simple man that's loyal, that understands football, and I'm going to play Justin Jefferson. Yeah, I'm playing Justin Jefferson over those guys. Gabriel says Jefferson against the Cowboys. Duh. All right, Gabriel, you talking a lot of junk about them Cowboys. Jay Moore says hopefully the Jags DST can deliver. Yes, they can. Seahawks DST is like that. They might score 50. Big facts. Louise says I am playoffs. Thanks, bro. Yes, sir. All right, guys, my phone get ready to go dead, so I'm gonna kind of skim through some of this. I got to get down this road. I got a hair appointment, and I don't want to hear y'all trolling me in the chat talking about, hey, man, when you going to get your hair done? So I need to go get that hair done. I got to put that shit on today. You see, I already got it on, so I got to go do the rest and get this tightened up a little bit. Matt Cummings says, love the metaphors. Yes, sir. Jay Moore says, thoughts on Hurts this week? Play him. If you got a better, like you got May, you got to play May over Hurts. Hurts is a different type of quarterback. He's more of a run, tush-push guy. When he's tush-pushing and he get those 2 tush-push touchdowns, he's usually elite. So if that's the only quarterback on your team, you play him. That's easy. I wouldn't play Mariota over him. I wouldn't. Mike White says, would you play likely in the flex? Hell yeah. Big Tom says, Surtain has shadowed A.J. Brown, Calvin Ridley, Quentin Johnson, Terry McLaurin, and Jamar Chase, and only McLaurin scored a touchdown. Cutting-edge content, bro. Cutting-edge content. But Christian Watson can do the same thing. Tom Burton says, play your studs. Alicia says, I have Chase and Puka to hopefully save me. Got you. So go ahead and go with the safe guy. If you want to play Travion, you actually can play Travion because you do got Chase and Puka. So you can try to double up on the boom, but you don't have to since you already got those guys. Ninja Freezer says Drake May was on a buy. I plugged in Tyrod, and we all know what happened, right? And that's me, guys. I told people to play Tyrod. He got hurt. If he didn't get hurt, I think it would be a lot different. Him and A.D. Mitchell. So I apologize for people that I told to play A.D. Mitchell and Tyrod. It was the injury. That's what happens. Anytime, Matt. Tom Burton says, yep, good idea, Frank. Steven says, I should have started Mike Evans, but I took him out last minute because I saw the snap count. See, guys, that's my fault. I should have did the live. I couldn't. It's nothing I could do. I didn't know how. I could have got on my friend computer and tried to upload my Gmail and try to get on there. But I should have told y'all to play Mike Evans. Because Mike Evans, guys, it's late in the season. He is up there with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson when it's in the fourth quadrant. Guys, he's going to be great for the rest of the season. Mike Evans is going to be great. I never did a fantasy before. What is it? How does it work? DX Flash, it's like you pick players in the NFL, and you might be 6 or 7 guys, and they each got a different position, and you match them up against another player who drafted. So you got 12 guys. You all get a spot, 1 through 12. You randomize it, and you pick the players in the order, and the draft goes like this. And then week 1, you match up, play one. You match up every week. And the top 6 teams go to the playoffs, depending on how you set it up. Hit me up, man. You're at the right spot. Frank says, King Sirius says Rodriguez had limited participation practice due to a groin issue. He's not ruled out. Thank you, King Sirius. Frank says, we see that. Bucks defense got me minus 2.5. Yeah. Tom Burton says, great movie. The Little Giants. Yes, it is. Frank says, last season blossom and potential league winner Michael Wilson and Harvey. Late season emergence specifically. Michael Wilson is vastly underrated and about to get paid. Big facts, Frank. Matt Carmody says, love the Little Giants, the annexation of Puerto Rico. Ain't that what they ran in Cleveland? Wasn't that the annexation of Puerto Rico? 3 Strikes says, love the Little Giants. Yes. 3 Strikes says, someone dropped Lamar. Is he worth picking up? Yes, bro. Go do that right now. Leave this live and go pick him up right now. MVM, what's up, bro? He said, TD, I got first place in my Dynasty League. First round bye. Good looking, G. You know it. Jonathan Santiago, kind of like I should have never dropped Pitts, but it happened too late now. Yes. That's why I want y'all here. I want y'all to be able to take my teachings, and that's what I want to imprint on y'all. I don't want y'all to pick my players. I want y'all to be like, know what, TD? Hey, I took Jamar Chase. You ain't on Jamar Chase, but I'm going down with this ship, and I believe this. You basically putting the same shit that I say, you putting it on me with the players that you like. That's what I want you to do. So if you want to go catch crappie in a pond, you can do it. If you want to go to the ocean and catch sharks, you can do it. I'm giving you the skill set how to put the bait on the hook and put it out there. I'm not going to tell you, listen, you need to put it right here and fish right here by this tree and stick it down right now. Pause, right? I don't want to tell you that. I want you to be able to be like, you know what, TD? Even though you ain't on this player, I like this player, and this is the reason why. I want you to have your own thinking, but be able to go down with the rules, because I think my rules, and I'm sorry, pat myself on the back, I think my rules, the way I break shit down is elite. I think I'm one of the best fantasy football channels. Guys, I can't wait to bring on my guests. I got guys that have been playing fantasy football for 15 years. I told them I only been playing 5 or 6 years. They was shocked. I said, but I've been watching the game over 30 years. So, guys, I'm gonna tell y'all, like, I'm nice now. I'm playing in elite leagues, and I'm in first and second. I'm gonna show you. I didn't make playoffs in all the leagues. Out of 18 leagues, guys, I'm probably in the playoffs in 8, 9 of them, and I'm probably the number one seed and number 2 seed, and probably like 4 or 5 of them. The other ones, I'm 5, 6, and stuff like that. Senor Rojas says Rodriguez is questionable. B. Silva says start 2. PPR Gainwell. A boom game versus Cincy. Yes, he did. Zay Flowers. We're going with Zay. Juwan Jennings. So we're going with Zay. Woo. Bro, you got to I want you to find a way to get Michael Wilson in the lineup. But we're going to go with Zay and Juwan Jennings because of the matchup. I like Zay and Jawan Jennings. If you want to replace Jawan with Michael Wilson, you fine. But don't replace Zay. Zay is going to boom this week. Zay is probably going to be one of my boom players of the week. Jonathan Santiago says, pick up Pat's kicker for week 16 or pick up my handcuff for James Cook for the week just in case. Scary money don't make no money, but if you feel that, sometimes your intuition can tell you something. Go pick up that guy. But me, I would pick up the kicker's defense. I'm moving forward. I'm believing. I'm trusting God. I hate to say that, right? Because I believe in God. But hey, he's gonna be healthy. Just like you driving to work, you're gonna be good. You don't say, oh, I don't want to go to work. I could get in a wreck. Trust it. You're not gonna sit there and go 5 miles per hour because you're scared you're gonna get in a wreck. Go ahead and move forward and get that damn kicker so you can make sure you boom. Commanders give up the second most yards rushing to quarterbacks. Big facts. Wanda just went off with Jameis. Won't happen again. Dart looks to run. That's what I think too. But he's been. It is what it is. Mahomes with his back up against the wall. With his back up against the wall, I might take Mahomes. Devin Neal or Managai. I'm going with a healthy Devin Neal. Matt Comedy says start 2 for PPR. Kyron, Harvey, McLaurin. I'm going with Harvey and McLaurin. Yeah, I'm going with Harvey and that's not Michael Wilson. I'm going with Harvey and McLaurin. Yes, sir, bro. Louis says I'm in the playoff. Good job. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. Thank y'all for hitting the like button. Y'all finally got them likes up, didn't you? I see they up to 34 now. Y'all get them likes up for your bruh. All right, guys, y'all be safe. I see y'all in the morning. I'm going to try to do another live in the morning. I'm going to try to drop at least 2 or 3 videos. I'm going to try to make up for some stuff. I'm going to do some cutting edge stuff. I'm probably might even do some 4th quadrant rankings to let y'all know who all the top playoff guys are. Whatever y'all need, put it in the comment section. Today I'm getting ready. After I get my hair done, I'm going to the Verizon store and I'm going to get all my apps put on my new phone. And that way I will be able to answer y'all questions whatever you put on the app. If I just hit the like button, that means it's already passed. I don't need to answer it. But if it's still out there available for me to give you good information, I will answer it. So I see y'all guys. I love y'all guys. Y'all be safe. Peace. Ram says, he says Judy, Corum, or Mason. We going with Corum over Mason and Judy. Yep.